Hi guys, this is Vassal here again, and this time I'm bringing you a real treat. We're having the semi-final in the Team Covenant Aces League here, and on the left we have three-time world champion Paul Heaver, and on the right we have Blair Bunke, or Blair Bunke, I'm not really sure how you pronounce your name, and he is also a very good player. He played Paul in Worlds in the, I guess, the 7th round maybe, and he missed the cut because he lost in his last game, round 8, against Nathan 80, I guess, who finished second. So he lost only to Paul and Nathan in Worlds, I believe. He's a really good player. He's really high up on the ELO rankings, if you're into that on Vassal. And so, let's see what they're flying. Well, Paul is flying TIE Fighter Swarm with Howlrunner, Black Squadron, Black Squadron, Black Squadron, Omega Squadron, Omega Squadron, and they all have Crackshots for 100 points even. And Blair is flying IG-88B with a gunner effect, so he can reroll if he misses with a cannon. And he's got a heavy laser cannon, Predator, Autothrusters, advanced sensors, and Inertial Dampeners. So he can really one-shot those TIEs if he gets a bit lucky here. And then you got a Syndicate Thug with a twin laser turret, so he can just stay at range and plink away at those TIEs. And he's got two Binayre Pirates for blockers and extra firepower here. So let's see how they do. Everything is set. The TIE Swarm is down left there, a nice 3x3 formation, and IG is at the top right, so you can quickly go around or swoop in, and the thugs and pirates are in the center. So the pirates turn away from the TIE Swarm and the thug follows, and all the TIE fighters here move 5 forward, trying to catch up with the slightly slower Z's and Y. And then IG does a 3 straight and a boost, getting around the asteroids and debris. And then Howlrunner also does a 4-5 straight, keeping up with her fellow TIEs. And then we're on to the second round here. And I guess Paul's plan is to catch the enemy squad as soon as possible and get as many guns bearing as possible to just take ships off the board with Crackshot here. And Blair probably want to keep his Z's as far away and the Y even further until battle is joined, so he can keep the Y at range 3 and then get from the side or behind with IG here. So I guess he's gonna hard turn or maybe K turn with his small base ship here, while IG will bank left or maybe hard turn left. And with the advanced sensors he can boost first and then do a bank. So just fit in nicely here between these two. Doing like that and then like that. So let's see here. Okay, he does a K turn with his Z's and a hard turn with the Y. And all the TIE fighters just scream ahead, and there's a barrel roll for better turn radius next turn, I guess here, maybe a hard 1 or hard 2 to the left. With the leftmost TIE fighters, and those in the back can do hard 3s. Because he doesn't want to go in like in 2 conga lines here, he wants to be 3 abreast. And he does a 1 bank and then a 1 boost forward here with IG, being Blair. And that puts him slightly too close to that big asteroid, I believe here. It will be tricky for a bank next turn, so he needs to probably hard turn here. And then Howlrunner just follows behind her TIE Swarm and no range. Well, actually, yes, there was a TLT shot on that. No, there was no range. So we're moving in here, and so let's see, the TIEs are probably hard turning left. The innermost are probably doing 1 bank or 1 hard turns, and then the other ones are 3 hard turns. Maybe a barrel roll here or there just to leave space for the other TIEs. And the Z95s of Blair are probably 2 banking to the right or 2 straighting, clear of that stress, and the Y-wing is probably just going to run away, 3 bank to the right or 2 hard to the right, as IG is coming around here. We'll see. Okay, so yeah, 2 straight and a 1 straight from the back one to bump but clear stress, and a 2 right bank with a Y. And here comes the 1 hard, 1 hard, 3 hard, 3 hard, yeah. And even barrels away to make room here for a Howlrunner. And Blair tries to boost with the advanced sensors, but there's the rock in the way. So he needs to just do a hard turn 2, which fits perfectly just in front of that with debris cloud and no range of turret lock. So he boosts straight in to get the shots this turn here on the ties, and then Howlrunner just hard turns and barrel rolls to the right to get as many ties in range 1 as possible here. So when we get to the shooting, range 3 shot through a debris or an asteroid from Howl, so 1 hit, and that's 3 evades, so IG is safe. No Crackshot spent there. That's a good thing with Crackshot, because it forces your opponent to overspend. You need 1 more evade, then the enemy has hits, otherwise you will use Crackshot to get a shot through. So IG shoots at Black 2, which is at range 2 there, yeah. He gets 2 hits and a focus, and then he's going to use a Predator reroll and gets a crit, so 2 hits and a crit. And we get 1 evade. So 1 hit and 1 crit. The crit is weapons failure, so it loses its attack power, reduces it to 1, which means it won't do anything back on IG here, even with Crackshot. There's no range for most of the ties. This one looks like it's got a shot at IG, and Dampers are hitting a crit, and using Autothrusters at range 3 to be safe. And then he's going to spend his Crackshot, take 1 shield. And as you can see here, he removed the yellow dot from the TIE Fighter that uses Crackshot. So you know if the TIE Fighter has a yellow dot on it, it's got Crackshot still. And then we have the one that lost 1 attack power here. He gets a hit, but IG is safe. And I guess it's not the second one from Autothrusters, which means Crackshot won't help. And we're on to dials. Okay, and here we are. So the Headhunters move 1 forward, and the other one does a 1 bank, cover both sides of that asteroid in between them, no matter where the ties go, and 1 bank to the left with the Y-wing. So the question here is now, does the TIE Swarm turn completely on IG, try to block all of his moves, or do you try to get past it to target the Y-wing? 5-3. I guess the really damaged TIE Fighter here is probably going to do a hard turn to the left to block that part, and then he's going to set up all the other ties to have shots at IG. Should probably be the best option here. But we can't forget that IG's got inertial dampeners, so in case he wants to avoid a bump, he can stay put. And he's also got advanced sensors, so even if he knows he's going to bump, he can use that to get an action before the bump. And whatever tie he hits, he won't have a shot at him, so it's not that big of a deal to bump with IG here, depending on how many range 1 TIE fighter shots he's facing. So, okay, 3 hard left, yeah, blocking that escape route. And then hard 3, he's gonna set up shots here on IG, and he barrel rolls to make sure IG can't hard turn to the left. Either there, and another hard 3, and focus, hard 3 and focus. And then we have to see, okay, what Blair decides to do. So he's going to advance sensor focus, and then he had a hard 2 planned, which means he got blocked, so he will hit. Oh, that's really good for Blair hard, because the damaged TIE fighter won't have a shot, and the TIE FO that he hit, the Omega one there, won't have a shot, so he's taking away 2 TIE shots at him, and if he's really lucky, he can just take one of the TIE fighters out before he shoots. And then we have Howl, that's 1 left hard. Tries to roll right there. No. Decides to evade. And has no shot. So we proceed to IG there, so you can have range 1 shot or HLC on either of the ones at the range 2 band there. So he's going to go for Omega 2, which is the primary weapon, and if he misses, he can use the HLC on one of the TIE fighters in range 2. He gets just 1 critical result here, so the TIE will probably evade it. What you can do is use Predator here to reroll the hit to get a blank or a focus, and not spend the focus to trigger vulnerability. Yeah, but instead he rolls another one and he gets 2 crits. And the TIE fighter gets 2 evades. So that means the vulnerability of IGB triggers, and he's going to shoot at black 1 with HLC for 3 hits, and the Predator gets another one. So 4 hits. So this might be the end here. Yeah. Only 1 focus, which means 3 hits goes through, and that gun is dead, which means IG is now only facing 2 TIE fighter shots, only 1 range 1, so I don't think Blair is overly worried now, but could have been worse. Okay, let's see how he does here. So 1 hit, which is easily evaded, and then we've got the Black Squadron, range 2, 2 hits, 2 evades, and this guy is going to spin his Crackshot, so 1 more shield goes down. And no shot from that one. So now it's Blair's ship's turn, and he's going to start with the Y-Wing. So he's got TLT shot here on. Let's see if he's going to go for one of the Omegas, or he's going to try to finish off the injured TIE fighter here. Okay, so Omega 1. Omega 2 it looks like. I don't really know which one of those is which. We'll have to look here. So that's Omega 2, so that's the target, because I guess he can shoot at it with one of the Z's as well here. So 1 hit, which goes through, takes the shield down, and then he's got 2 hits with spinning the focus, and only 1 evade, so another hit there. So 2 hull left, which means the C-95 might get lucky here. And he gets 1 hit and 1 crit, and 2 evades. So he survived. And the final bandits got a range 3 through an asteroid on the Black Squadron there. So 2 hits with the focus and enough ice there to be safe. So we're moving into the next round here, and I think Blair is pretty happy here with one-shotting one of the ties and not taking that much damage with IG here, as he will probably get away from the swarm this turn. So the seeds will probably just go forward and bank. The Y-wing will go around the debris, and Paul is gonna either try to K-turn or a sloop with the Omegas there if he wants to keep shooting at IG, or he might hard turn to go for the Y-wing. I think those are the 2 best options here, and catching IG is going to be really difficult because there are so many options, especially with an advanced sensors, which means he can boost before the move. He can always use the this TIE fighter here to hard turn in front to block that, but I don't know which one is the better way here. If he tries to go for the Y and IG gets away, if IG can't shoot, I don't think Paul would mind that. So here we go. Okay, yeah, bank 3, target locks, and a bank 2 there. Oh, okay, I was guessing for a straight maneuver, but that works, and just one forward with the Y-wing. And there's a K-turn, yeah. And then probably an S-loop, yeah. And a hard turn there, so he's going to just hit his own. Probably hoping for a shot on the Y-wing there. But with no actions, that TIE fighter might die very easily here. And there's the hard turn for the block. And he rolls right, which means the C might not have a shot at him there. It's going to be close. And then we've got an advanced sensor boost left. Nope. So he advanced sensor focus. And he's going to pop inertial dampeners to stay put. So he's going to be facing 2 range 1 shots from the Omegas here. But he's got a shot at the TIE fighter. If he moves, he will probably just run into the blocking TIE fighter there and have no shot at all, but avoid range 1. So tricky to know which one is the best. Then he gets stretched from Dampeners, and Howlrunner moves in there for a nice range 1 on IG. So with some good dice this turn, Paul might get back into the game here if he can really hurt IG. So let's see, 3 versus 3 from Howl, 2 crits, and 1 evade and 1 focus. So he's going to spend the focus, and then Howl is probably going to spend the crack, yeah. So 1 goes through, 1 shield left on IG. And an IG on the TIE fighter there. And they decide it's a range 1 shot, which is bad for IG, which means if he misses, he can't use his gunner effect. But 2 hits and a crit, and Predator for 3 hits and a crit, so yeah, and 2 evades, so 1 hit, 1 crit. And the crit is Shaken Pilot. So he can't go straight next turn. And he's got a range 1 on the Bandit. And that is 1 hit. And blanks, so 1 shield off the Pirate. And then we have the range 1 on IG here with Howl reroll, but no focus. So 1 hit and 2 hits with a reroll, and 1 evade. And that TIE FO just spent its crack last turn, so just 1. So IG is now shieldless, and here's another range 1. also with the Howl reroll, but no focus here, so 2 hits, and the reroll, no, just 2 hits, 1 evade, and Crackshot, so it both goes through. So IG is now at 3 hull, or at 2 hull. So Paul is probably pretty happy here, but he's got no more shots at IG this turn, and next turn I don't see how he can trap him. He only has, well, maybe he can block a bit with this guy and this guy, but I don't think he can make stop the IG from escaping this way. So TLTs through the debris on Omega 2, the 2 hit point left Omega, and 2 hits, spending the focus for 3 hits, and just 1 evade, so 1 hit, and then 2 hits from the second TLT shot, and nothing, so it goes boom. And then we have this guy, so is he in arc on this guy? Looks like he's not, but they're checking it. Oh, they decide it's in. Okay. So, nothing anyway. Target lock for 1 hit and a crit. And 1 evade. So it also blows up. So that's 2 TIE Fighters down so far this turn. And then we have a pirate here on black 2. Which is this guy here, who only has 1 hit point left, and he has no actions. So 2 hits, this looks bad here, and only 1 evade, so 3rd TIE Fighter down this turn. And right now this game is heavily in Blair's favor, and as I said before, I thought you could block with this, but you can't, because this is Howlrunner, and Howlrunner moves after IG, so IG is going to go get away here, and the TLT and those 2 Binayre Pirates can probably take at least one of those TIE Fighters on their own. And then when IG gets back in, he can probably kill the other one. I don't know if the robot is a hay, but yeah. So, okay, let's see here. Most of the dials are down, waiting for IG and Y, and there they are. So, a hard 3. And 2 hard. Bumping into IG, setting up a nice kill zone there, if in case Howl moves in where IG was. The 2 bank, keeping at range 3 here nicely with the Y-wing, and decides to target lock Howl, as he did. Or as he moved, he's probably not going to get shot at. And there's a bump, which means he will hit Howlrunner. And then we have IG, who gets away with a 3 right bank, clears the stress and boosts away. And Howlrunner tries a hard turn and will not fit, so bumps there, which means he'll be taking a range 1 shot from the pirate and a TLT from the Y-wing. So that's perfectly exactly what Blair wanted, no shot from Howlrunner. And he's going to shoot at the injured bandit here, or pirate. 2 hits, nothing, so 1 hit point left. Then we have the Y-wing TLT on Howlrunner here. Looks like it's going to be through the debris cloud, so 3 on 4, and just 1 hit. And he's going to spend the target lock here, and gets 2 hits instead, and Howlrunner evades. Second attack, just 1 hit, and Howlrunner evades again. And that pirate, the almost dead guy, is going to shoot at the Omega FO, nothing. And then we have a range 1 on Howlrunner here, 1 hit, and nothing, so 1 hit goes through. And then we're on to the next phase here, and we're going to see the dials being placed there. And this is probably the turn. The Y-wing will circle DC's might K-turn, and IG is going to turn right here, set up for his next attack run. And I'm not really sure what the ties can do. I guess Howl might be able to K-turn, and the Omega might sleep to the left. But that means he's going to be facing TLT shots without focus or evade, so you don't really want to stress your ships here when you're in range of that thug, but I don't really know what else he's going to do here. So yeah, that's a K-turn from the first one, and a hard 2 for the second one, in case they go chasing IG here with the ties. And that's a hard turn. That might be a bit risky in case the Omega goes to the left. Well, it's going to be in his front arc anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But he does a 3 and bumps, so he'll probably not have any shots this turn here. And he might be pretty dead because he'll be facing the K-turn Pirates and the Y-Wings shot here. And then we have IG, and boosting first from advanced sensors, then on hard turning to get back in the fight here. And there's the hard right from Howlrunner, which put her in arc of the Pirates. So he's probably going to try to barrel roll, but nope, there's the rock. So moving up a bit. So heavy laser cannon first. So 2 hits, and nothing from Predator, and 2 evades. That triggers the gunner ability for 3 hits, and 4 with Predator, and 3 evades, so just 1 shields down, but then he's going to have 2 TLT shots, 2 hits with using the focus, and only 1 evade, so 2 hull left only. Third TLT, or the second TLT shot misses. And then we have the range 1 pirate here, so 3 versus 3. Ooh, 1 hit and 2 crits. And just 1 evade, which means that Omega Pilot goes boom. Oh, he rolled 1 too few, but still dead. So it's just Howlrunner left with 2 hull versus the entire list. So if you get well, Howlrunner camp, pilots will kill IG because he shoots before him, but I don't think that's going to happen here because Blair can just keep IG out of her arc by going quick and finish her off with the thug. So 1 bank with a pirate, and a 1 straight with clear stress gets a focus, and a 1 bank and a focus there to set up as many arcs and range with the TLT as possible in case Howl goes after IG, which he has to. And then 1 hard, so you have arcs everywhere where Howlrunner is going to go here. So 3 hard, which means she escapes 1 arc, but she's still going to face IG and the other 2 unless you can kill IG here, which I doubt. Well, looks good so far, but IG's got a focus, so I don't think. No, he's safe. And the HLC back, just 1 hit. Tries to get Predator for another focus, so he can spend focus for 3 hits here. Yep. And then Howlrunner gets just 1, and that's not enough with the focus. So that's the end of the game. Well played, guys. Congratulations, Blair, and good luck in the final. I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for more games from Team Covenant Aces League and the qualifier for who's going to play their next season. Games from those are coming up, as well as from our own local Swedish Vassal tournament that I'm running. There's going to be semi-finals and a final game there as well. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching.